Hello everybody and welcome back to Study with Julia. Today I thought, now that I'm about to be doing my A-levels, I'm done with sixth form fully, I thought I'd give you guys some tips and some misconceptions and things that I guess I would have liked to have known before starting sixth form. So I've got a couple of notes up here and let me address some of the key points in my opinion. Okay, so I feel like a lot of people think that it's just like a natural progression from year 11, sixth form, but from my experience, the jump from year 11 to year 12 is massive. I think it's because we're used to, from year 7 to year 11 every year, it just gets a little bit trickier, a bit similar stuff, but I think there's a big jump between, like, obviously you're doing way less subjects, but with much more details, and I think people just don't realise how much more freedom you have with your studies, technically, because I know lots of schools give you like free periods and things like that, but realistically you're not going to have a lot of free time. I mean, obviously depending on the subjects and everything, but for most of them it's pretty tough time. So I guess what I mean is that even though you have the freedom with the free periods, there's still a lot for you to be doing, even if there's not homework and like you're not pointed to a certain task. That's also what makes it so much trickier. Like, I wasn't used to just knowing what I need to work on. I just do the homework in year 11, and in year 12 having to constantly revise things and know what to revise, that was pretty tricky for me. The second misconception is that your personal statement has to be perfect. I guess this is also part of the admissions, because I think it is a key part of sixth form. But I think personally, for all the universities that I applied to, I don't think any of them, I think all of them stated that they'd only look at your personal statement if it came down to it, like if there was only a couple of people left. But especially for me, for medicine, they looked at predicted grades, the UCAT scores, and then the interviews, and a little bit of GCSEs, I think, when it came to offers. So I think universities actually care about that more. Once more, it depends on the course and the university. So if you do have anything in mind right now, I'd suggest checking out what they say. But yeah, I think the personal statement is overly hyped. I know that now it's not technically a personal statement, it's going to be like the questions, but it's basically going to be the same thing, just formatted differently. So I think don't worry too much about that. As long as you cover the key points that the questions say, then you should be fine. And just focus on the actual academics and maybe other parts of the admissions process. In my opinion, the personal statement is the least relevant, usually, but as I've said, depends on a lot of factors, so I'd recommend you checking it out to see if that's true. Okay, there's a lot of people also saying that you need to know what you want to do in sixth form, because obviously you're choosing subjects, things like that. Realistically, that is not true. I was lucky enough to know from quite a young age what I wanted to do, but I have lots of friends who just aren't sure. They chose subjects that they enjoy, and if they've carried on enjoying them throughout sixth form, they're going to go do them in university. But the thing is, if later on in life you decide, maybe I wish I did a business degree or something like that. There's so many graduate courses and things like that you can do another degree if that's something that, if you decide on your career later on in life. And I also think it's very good to just see what you like, ensure that the career you're choosing is good for you, because if it's a subject that you like doing, then chances are you're going to like working in that field, in that area. This is very individual, and I genuinely think do not panic if you're not sure what you want to do. If you're not sure what subjects you want to do, choose the ones you like the most. Or if you want to do, have like safe ones. I know that lots of universities look very favourably on maths, the sciences. Pretty sure languages and English are always good as well, things like that. So if you want like a safe one to have a uni, but I know also that some unis don't care what subjects you take for some courses, they just want you to get good grades. So choosing subjects that you're good at and like would be the best combination in my opinion. And then I think this is a worry for people post sixth form. So I'm not technically quite there yet. People are saying that like going to university is the only valid option. No, it is not. There's so many. The thing is, nowadays there's so many jobs and like opportunities out there that realistically sometimes university can be a waste of money. Sometimes there's different courses, maybe not degrees, that you can do, different qualifications you can get that can get you out in the world of work quicker with less debt and things like that. So once more, another very, very individual thing. If you do know what you want to do, then perhaps I know there's lots of like finance apprenticeships, management, things like that. So if that sounds like something you want to do, but then again, there's no need for any further education for some jobs as well. Sometimes you can go straight into work, or take a gap year. You know, see if you still feel, if you're unsure right now about whether uni is the right thing for you. That could also be an important thing, but I feel like it's better to take your time rather than rush into a choice like that. Oh, this one is one that I really wanted to comment on. Taking hard subjects always impresses universities, or taking more subjects or things like that. And the reason I really wanted to comment on this was originally I was just meant to do biology, chemistry, maths. However, when it came to my AS level mocks, technically, my maths, because the thing is I really, really enjoyed maths up till year 11. And then in sixth form I started hating it. Like it just wasn't fun anymore. It was like, I dreaded maths to this day. I do have my maths exam in a couple of weeks, so wish me luck, guys. But and because of that I had to choose Spanish as a fourth A level. I'm doing it now. And that's quite a big regret, because I initially chose maths because I was like, oh, med, you know, biochem maths, everyone does it, so I'm going to do it. And I guess I was always also a bit skewed because I liked maths, but in my old school. I didn't know what it would be like in my new school. And I guess it's just a mistake that I made, but I also feel like doing 4 A levels is also hurting me a bit, because that means that I have to divide time that people usually take for 3 A levels for revision into 4. So that's a very delicate line where you need to weigh risks against benefit, because obviously you want to do the best you can. But also, as I've said before, some universities don't even really care what subjects you took as long as you did well. And realistically, if a hard subject, they're all hard, it's A levels, but if something, for example, like further maths, let's say, realistically, if you're going to do like an English degree or something, like, is that even relevant? If you like it, go for it. But then also think about like the logistics. Does it make sense? There's a lot for you to personally weigh up there if that is a decision that you're facing right now. But yeah, I'd say don't take any subject because you feel you need to. If you do know what you want to do, and that's a required subject, and you enjoy it, go for it. If it is a required subject for something that you want to go into, look around for other courses. Chances are some courses won't need you to take that specific subject, or they're going to be more flexible about it. So yeah, I think the key point really is do your research. Okay, we're halfway through my tips. That was kind of more misconceptions. Now I'm going to be actually delving into the tips. So my first one is try and make friends with people in the year above, especially if you're going into year 12. It's good to know and be friendly with some year 13s. I think I got some of my most crucial feedback and tips from my year 13 friends, and that was really important to me, to get that like firsthand, because obviously they're experiencing it, and chances are they're gonna tell it to you how it is. They're not gonna, because I feel like teachers really like to sugarcoat things, and also even if they're not doing it intentionally, I think they do have a different way of looking at things, different point of view. So I think getting to know year 13s is good, very good. In that case, they can also like provide you with resources, because you're new to this, they've been here for over a year now, so they've kind of gotten into what sixth form is like, and I'll be able to give you hints about subjects and also teachers, give you a heads up on expectations, I guess, and how to improve the most. Oh, I like this one. Start a LinkedIn profile early. I guess this is kind of niche, but LinkedIn profiles allow you to connect and network with lots of people, even if you don't know what you want to do. It's just good to have that professional network. I was able to connect with some people from my school, and it's also a really good resource if you want to do things such as work experience. You can log on and you can contact people through LinkedIn. And my careers advisor in my school actually said that it's very good to contact people, for example, from your old school in the line of work you want to go into for work experience, and discuss like with them, or maybe just ask them for tips. It's basically a good thing to get kind of more knowledge about the work world, and it doesn't even have to be people from your school. You can just kind of DM them and hope for the best. Any queries or questions, if they answer, great. If they don't, you can just, there's so many people on LinkedIn nowadays that it's always worth to give it a go. Shoot your shot and see. This is another very important one to me. Mocks in year 12. I think I kind of took my mocks with a pinch of salt. I did not do great in my year 12 mocks. As I've said, that's why I had to choose a fourth subject in order to be able to apply to the unis that I wanted to. So I think take them serious. I would, not to stress anyone out, but as soon as you can, I'd start revising, doing spaced repetition, and just getting to terms with the content. I think one of my biggest regrets is not doing that. I left things too late. And realistically in sixth form, you're meant to be go for 2 years, as horrible as that is. I think that's how the system is, that realistically teachers want to work you as hard as possible for the 2 years, and I guess you are rewarded with a long summer break afterwards, which is my one thing that I'm clinging on to right now. But take realistically all your mocks, and even those small subject end of topic exams, take them all seriously. Try and prepare for each of them, because as annoying as they are, they're there for a reason. As much as I hate admitting that, I should have studied more for them, and I think that maybe if I did, I would have gotten better in my mocks, and then if I got better in my mocks, maybe I could have applied to other unis. But that being said, I managed to just about pull through to apply to all the ones that I wanted, I guess. But I think it's just worth noting to keep that in mind. Okay, penultimate tip is use supercurricular activities to stand out. So I'm not talking just extracurricular like sports clubs and things like that. I'm talking about supercurricular. So I guess to me that is a volunteering, or you can attend like lectures, webinars, things like that. In your chosen field, there's lots of things I know for law, for medicine, for finance. You can literally search up things online, and there's like tons and tons of webinars, because you can include them in your UCAS application, and that shows universities and the admissions teams that you are very passionate about what you want to do. You are doing that extra reading, you are putting in that extra work, and that proves to them that you would be a good student because you're going above and beyond. And you're interested in the subject. You're actually interested in what the university teaches you, because realistically those are the students that they want. So things, even podcasts, extra reading, things like that, you can include that, and that's perfect. In your personal statement, I think that there was a section for like lectures and things like that on the actual UCAS application. So if you have time, I'd recommend taking an hour or two out of your day once in a while and just putting some time aside for those activities, because I think that would really make you stand out as a potential student. And my final tip is ask teachers how they mark exam questions, not only looking at the mark scheme and seeing the right answer. A lot of my teachers or tutors are examiners, and I find that very useful. Because of that, they know exactly how to structure answers, and they're also able to give you, because for example the mark scheme only gives you a couple of variations, but if you're doing, I don't know, like a 6 marker in biology, or you did a maths question and you got the right answer but your method does not match the mark scheme, your teachers are able to tell you if your answers are valid, how they would mark it. And I think it's important to also look at questions from the point of a marker, because you're able to analyse the question. You can say, oh, what is it asking me? So meaning that the key points they want is this, this, this. They're going to be looking for keywords like this, things like that. So I think it's, if you do have any teachers that are examiners or tutors, that would be great. But even if not, I think lots of teachers have so much experience now with their exam boards that just ask your teachers how they mark. If that's not a possibility, studying mark schemes. Don't just copy what's in the mark scheme, actually study what's being written in the mark scheme. And I think that's a very, very good way to improve, because it's not only what you say but how you say it that can also affect the marks you get. Okay guys, that's it for the video. If you did like this video, you can leave it a like. I'd be very grateful. Comment anything down below, any other questions about sixth form, any comments about any tips, or just anything. Comment anything. And if you'd like to subscribe, I'd be very, very grateful. But now technically I am out of sixth form. If you want to see my last week in sixth form, feel free to click that video over there, see how it went. On that note though, I'll see you guys very, very soon. Bye bye.